cut.
It's a fantastic cut. I'm so happy.
Why there aren't more women in the hobby.
So this cut is from the Old Man Logan storyline, and it's the future daughter of Hawkeye.
Oh, Hawkeye is Amanda's favorite character, isn't it?
Hey, everybody in the chat. I am Eric Wade, Remy, Full Venom Jacket, Blue Crew. Hey, everybody. I'm juggling this on 2 monitors. I might be slow getting to the comments because I'm mastering StreamYard. But so here we have Keith from I Want More Comics.
Hello, all.
In Thornton, Colorado. And we have 2 opposing hockey teams here. We have Billy, who is Detroit Red Wings, and we have Colorado Avalanche. But they have agreed to come together to discuss Fleer Ultra Wolverine. Because Billy, who I always goof, hey Carvin, I always goof, Billy is a senior product manager.
Yes,
Billy?
yes.
Okay.
I got gray hairs for some reason.
And he is the you're not an author, you're the creator, set builder.
Yeah, we build the sets. Yeah.
Okay, of Fleer Ultra Wolverine. So this has been a long time cooking. Rumors of this came out some time ago. Everyone's been getting super hyped and excited ever since.
So I actually, if we're going into history of this, I didn't know if we were going to go into history while he was opening packs, because sometimes you talk too long looking at pretty cards, or if or if you want to know. But I built this during COVID. I literally built this on my couch during COVID. So it's like you said, it's a long time coming. I think this one actually got built before Midnight Suns, and we just didn't want to do Avengers then Wolverine like kind of back to back because there's a lot of similarities to it, and we wanted to throw something different in there. So we ended up holding off on the Wolverine and then doing it after Midnight Suns. So there was a nice little in between there for the set. But yeah, so this set is definitely a long time coming. I kind of helped finish Fleer Ultra Avengers, but this is the first full-blown Fleer Ultra entertainment set that I built, like from scratch. So very excited about it. I've been waiting patiently 2 to 3 years for this to finally come out. So it's been a fun, exciting day seeing all the posts already, and yesterday watching people break it when they weren't supposed to.
I'm excited to ask Billy a couple questions without getting too close to secrets of the inside kind of stuff.
He'll just tell you no, trust me.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's great. But when you talked about the timing of this, so how much did you get to take input and feedback from the community from Fleer Ultra Avengers? Because as a collector and as someone who sells the product, I feel like Upper Deck listens when the collectors speak out about what they like and what they don't like about a set, and that they can, if you're able, and the timing works out, you can make a couple changes. So how did the timing on that kind of work out? Because I think there's a very important element here that I feel you got very, very right and might have come from some of the critique and feedback off of Avengers.
It's all based upon Amanda's opinions and what she wants us to do. No, like I said, like I didn't build Fleer Ultra Avengers. There were some things that I wanted to do to Fleer Ultra Avengers. I made a couple tweaks, but there were some things that I saw and I heard. I think like we're looking at the base cards now. One of the big critiques I believe on Fleer Ultra Avengers was the foil kind of interrupted the artwork too much. Now, yes, there is still foil on these base cards. You need something to differentiate the parallels, but being able to give our art director the information saying that, like I already knew, like I want the claw slash on it. So make sure you tell the artist like, hey, this is going to happen. So then we're not taking away some of the important pieces of the artwork by throwing deco foil on top of it.
Well, it was exactly what my loaded question was about. While there was some critique, and I was not as critical of it as others were with it, because I'm a big parallel chaser. I understood the mechanic of it. It made a lot of sense to me, and it helps identify it pretty strongly. It was something that other collectors were critical about, and I think that what is done here with the claws addresses two things, which is, number one, that it is much more subtle than what Avengers was, and it is much more thematic.
Yeah.
And that I think is a real positive to the set, and that I don't feel at any point in time opening this up and looking at all of it for the first time that I'm distracted by the claws.
Yeah, and like I said, it also, I think it helps when you already give that direct, like you already have a plan ahead of time of what you want to do with the foil, and you're able to express that to the artists, so they know that this is happening, so they're not putting important things in the way, or like we've done obviously with a lot of these characters, they're over the foil. It's like the foil's not covering the character in any way. And that was
Mhm.
another direction that we gave. Make sure the foil doesn't cover the character.
I'm flipping the entire base set that I have in order alphabetically for another process I need tonight, for a break I'm running by character. But so that's kind of why, if anybody's looking at this and goes, that's not the number order or anything like that, but it is a complete set here. I'm kind of flipping through and showing everything off on.
Oh, negative feedback.
Yeah. Good thing
Yeah,
it's
that's
my good thing it's my
that's a
set.
five.
That's I always use my set for those there. But it's by the way, I'm gonna pause here for a second, because I'm gonna declare Crystal Faye the artist winner of the base set. She has two cards in here that are just striking, and that is one of them. I like 98% of the art personally as a fan of the base art. I think there's a couple characters in here that I could be critique about, but I think that that's a very high percentage on a set for somebody looking. This is a real interesting one to me. Like this is Marina, which is from Alpha Flight, and she looks nothing like that. She in the original type stuff, I think it's fantastic how much better of the art and the character is, because she kind of goes back and forth, kind of more like a deep sea monster is kind of the way it works. And this is a way more of a human, really good art version of what she is. So while it doesn't look, like exactly what my first thought is with her as the character on the list, I think he came through very well.
Yeah, and one of the things also, like having said that this took quite some time to make, we had I don't want to say extra time for the artwork, but you know I think Fleer Ultra Avengers might have gotten rushed a little bit, and I think we were able to take a little bit more time with this set, and I think it really shows in the base set.
It can be a little complicated here with just picking, like, being as narrow as Wolverine. Like almost all other sets that are out there, even if you say a Spider-Man set, which is a character named set kind of thing, the Spider-Man universe feels deeper than Wolverine's universe. I get Wolverine can get into all the X-Men relateds. Another favorite of mine there is Polaris
Oh, it's Malice. That's
as
cool.
Malice. Yeah, it's so good for us old schoolers. But you get into where sometimes you're going to get multiples of the same character inside the set, because choosing which characters to use. And I saved this one here as that foiling difference.
Yeah, Jonathan's thinking about picking up that 1 of 1.
I was just say it's already been pulled.
Yeah, the 1-on-1 in Psylocke got hit right away. I've been chatting with him.
Nothing like a 101 getting pulled before the product's even supposed to be released, right?
Yeah, it seems great. Well, there's probably a big company out there that was shipping all their boxes a little early, but those things happen in the industry, right? No big deal. But The set is very impressive visually. The artists on the set are a lot of names that we're very familiar with, especially in Fleer Ultra. There is just really good work in here, and the cards that get multiples are thematically correct to the set, right? You know, Sabretooth's been there his entire existence of being Logan and Wolverine.
So now here's this is the part that I can't take any credit for whatsoever. You know, our acquisition team, you know, tries to get the best of the best, and they're always they're always trying to get a little extra money for me so they can, you know, get the top notch people. And you know what, it's hard to argue when you see stuff like this to not give them a little bit extra here and there. So yeah, our acquisition team did a great job of finding the artists and following the process through to make sure that it fits the design of the card and that it's visually awesome.
Now, this is my last little handful of base, and you get Logan as a card, you get Old Man Logan, you get Ultimate Wolverine. So quite a few different. You get Weapon X. So being a Wolverine fan, you have a lot of options of cards. If you want to chase specific, if you want to be the character collector and rainbow out a base version, I think that they're really, really strong.
So I know we're still looking, excuse me, at the base here. That one's really pretty. But so Billy, when they come and say, "Hey, congratulations, you're doing Fleer Ultra Wolverine," where, like for inserts, where do you start? Like, where do you?
So this is one of the things where it's a combination of things. I actually did like I can't tell you who, you know, Wolverine's great grandmother, this and that. You know, I don't have every single detail, but I did had my period of time where I did collect comics, and Wolverine was actually one of the comics that I collected. So I did not have a problem really. Uh, volunteering for this. But what I did was I tried to take some of the more memorable things that I remembered from collecting Wolverine and try to create inserts. Like you want to try to do some of the basic inserts that are associated with Fleer Ultra. So that you got to have medallions. You know, sometimes PM or not PMGs. I'm sorry. Jambalayas are in there. Sometimes they aren't. We try to save them for the sets that they're supposed to be in. But I think there's jambalayas, and then maybe some ultra abilities, stuff like that. But then there were some things that I just kind of wanted to do. Like you're looking at the X13 right now. Like yes, she's a big deal. So let's just do a whole insert of
Oh, I like that one.
X23. Did I say X13? I meant
Yeah,
23.
that's all right.
X23.
I'll give
No
everyone your
problem.
email. I'll give everyone your email. It'll be fine.
But no. We knew that she was a big deal. I wanted to make a specific insert of her. There were specific comics that I remember, and I don't know how like detail, but something like the claw cut covers. I remember that from it's based off of, I believe, Wolverine 50, where
Uh-huh.
the cover has the scratches in it. And I'm like, that'd be kind of cool to make like just like a booklet. And then, you know, just people, what's funny is nobody understood that when they read the solicitation. And I watched a few videos of people trying to figure out what they are. And I'm just like, doesn't it just look like the cover of Wolverine 50? Like, can't you guys see that and open it up? So yeah, it's just a fun little booklet that they have. And as you mentioned about the base, and now you're in the aliases, there's just been so many different types of Wolverines that we want to do something with that. I know there's kind of like a big family of Wolverines. So I kind of uh, started the genealogy insert where it's kind of like I think we even have his dog in there. I mean, just I wanted everybody that was somehow related to Wolverine in that set. So and then yeah, so you take stuff that's associated with the character, in this case Wolverine, and try and work with your design team and say what can we do that replicates um, something like these sort of aspects from the comics. And then we want to continue to add like some traditional inserts to the set, like the medallions, which I know you like the shiny medallions, Amanda, but just stuff like that. So it's a mix of both. You kind of have your frame of your outline frame of the set, because we've done these before. And then here's the other thing is like trying to figure out the numbering parallels, because one thing that you've noticed with Fleer Ultra, a lot of times we number the parallels based off of specific dates, issues, stuff like that. So
Right.
you won't find a single Fleer Ultra, like a Fleer Ultra set, having the same parallel numbers. It's because they're specifically based off of different things associated with different characters.
So, and your blues there are 181, which is that first full appearance, full comic of Wolverine. Your red foils, bases are autographed, inserts are just red foils, are 74, which of course is his first appearance here. And then I think orange are a little bit more traditional. Like that's not.
There are some
You're
traditional
gonna
ones.
have that, like
Yeah.
orange to 25, the and of course the one of ones. And then in your blaster packs, it's 90 for the yellow, which is considerably smaller than Avengers. Like the blasters are going to be a completely different deal this time, because the serial number product inside of it is much smaller. I would love to have shown off one of those slashed up Wolverine 50 comic cover ones. I haven't pulled one yet.
That's why we're ripping it today.
Yeah,
Let's
so just
go.
pull it right now.
We haven't hit we haven't shown off everything and all this, but
Okay,
you know what?
wait, before you start on that though, can you show
Okay.
him? Can you show everyone the top secret card?
Okay. Let's talk about top secret.
I mean,
So,
it's the whole top secret. It's synonymous with the Wolverine. So this is kind of funny. Amanda wanted me to tell this story. I know she did. So I'm just like, can we get manila envelopes for the cards? Now, I tried this before. I had tried this and I wanted poly bags, similar like the old magazines in the comic, like used to have poly bags around the thing. And they're like, yeah, we can do it. And yeah, it'll fit through a feeder. And next thing I know, I'm in North Carolina and they're showing me the poly bag where they literally had to like fold it and put tape on it. I was just like, what the heck is this? And they're like, sorry, we couldn't find the poly bags. So I was just like, okay. And I'm like, please, I go, can we get the manila envelopes, and I will make a mini card that go in the envelopes that are numbered. There's two different numberings in there. So I see you got one out of the 42. But so we got the manila envelopes, and our brand manager did a great job finding those and ordering those, and I was super excited. And I must have asked them about 5 or 6 times, are you sure these are the right size that they'll fit? She's like, yep. And so I was all excited about that. And then they come back to me and they're like, Billy, it's going to cost about $10,000 to print on these envelopes. And I'm like, are you kidding me? $10,000 to print on these envelopes. They're like, yeah. So they're like, I don't know if we'll be able to do them. I literally was on the computer in a few minutes, went on Amazon and was just like, I typed in top secret stamp and looked it up, and they had top secret stamps for like $5 or $10 or something. Bought 3 of them, had them shipped to North Carolina. I said, if you want to ship these back to me, I will stamp every single envelope myself, but we are not spending $10,000 to print top secret on it. We're going to spend, however many it takes, like however many there are, and have just someone stamp it for an hour, and they should be able to get through all of them. And that's what we did, and probably saved us $9,900 doing that.
So those are all hand stamped.
So those are all original stamp. They're all 101s. The envelopes have all different placements on the stamp. But yeah, that was there's those last minute scares, and that was one of them. And I'm glad our team was able to come up with a solution and execute it, because that looks a lot better than our poly bag that we tried in the last one for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
and
did.
I remember the polybags from Avengers where the covers where the comics were hidden inside those. And
Yeah.
I once you kind of put the two and two together about why it's done that way, it's a really cool story. It was so out of the blue that I will admit to being one of those guys that didn't get it. Like I was like, "What do you mean? What is this?" You know, like I just didn't
Oh, you would have.
understand the experience that you were building there. And then when you said it, I was like, "Oh, that's so obvious."
Yeah, you would have gotten it if we had the right size poly bags. I mean, you'd be like, "Oh, this is cool. It looks like one of those old comics that came in the bags."
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
basically, you guys can figure out when I started collecting comics if I was putting those into the sets.
totally makes sense. Now, we did not cover all inserts. I did want to flashback because you mentioned this one before.
Yeah.
I am so impressed with this. So, as a set, it's very strange when you look at the checklist and the characters because they're characters that you have no idea about. The family genealogy type stuff. But the card itself, while the same thickness and the back has the same treatment, the front treatment is wood panel. Like
Yep.
it's amazing. And this, I liked the Momoko wood panels inside anime. These are just so much sharper and it's textured. You can feel the whole thing. Like you see how it's flicking up the light there. These are amazing. These are a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was definitely a choice of whether we use like UVs and stuff like that to create the wood feel, or to actually make wood cards. Um, in this instance, we decided to use the UVs to do it. Um, and I think it came out really good. I mean, the wood cards are cool too, but from a costing standpoint, it's not cutting corners. It's just creating the same effect a different way.
So here's your basic pack. And basic, I just mean the layout. Usually it's two. What I experienced for the most part was two base cards up front and one in the back. Then we're into the middle three of the pack, which is usually one insert card from those basic insert sets. I say basic because they're more common.
Hmm.
So that's Aliases, Team Formations, X-23, and the one I didn't show up yet was Gray's Battles, which makes a return from Avengers, Fleer
Yep.
Ultra Avengers. The middle card I'm kind of skipping past here is really kind of your hit, because the fifth card in the pack is your parallel. Greens are your level one parallel, unnumbered. There are greens for all basic inserts and for the basic base set. And then your middle hit, and I know what this is because I saw the side of it and I feel the thickness of it, is actually a crazy high hit on odds. Oh, wait. Oh, my goodness. This pack's got a bonus.
Uh-oh, influencer hotbox.
Influencer Hotbox. So Ultra Stars are returning again in blasters, the base level silver ones. The golds are available both in blaster and in hobby. The golds hit rate on the first checklist was like 1 in 1,200. Ridiculous.
Um,
And that
I
may be updated. I'm trying to look at the pack now to see if it's been
I'm
updated.
looking at 1 in 288, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay. No, you know what? I could have been just wrong on that. 288, but that's 288 is two cases. You get one of
Yep.
these in two cases. So golds are much rarer than what they were in Avengers,
And when you're
which
saying two cases, you mean full cases, not
full
inners.
full case is not inners.
And
Yes,
just
correct.
and just so people know, and I'll explain this for your customer base, if you're doing breaks and stuff, we build on the inner level. Like when we loot the
Okay.
set, we do not build at the case level. So people like they might get two amazing cards in an inner, and they're like, "Oh, this is the case hit." No, you still
Oh,
have a
okay.
chance for an amazing card in the second one because we build the sets by the inner, not by the full case.
Okay.
You can't control it by the inner.
The two levels you spoke of about the top secrets. The 42 is its basic level. It's an orange. The other one is called a blank back, which is serial numbered to 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's like in hockey.
And so This is another orange. It's Yukio. What, especially for the era that I started reading Wolverine, one of my favorite characters. And again, all of these are serial numbered
How
to
did you guys
42.
decide on that size, Billy?
Because I wanted it to fit in a minute envelope
Okay.
that we could put through. The key thing is being able to, like, you only get, here's where the working for the card thing that people don't understand. These vendors only have a certain number of feeders when it's going through. So you have to kind of combine stuff. And point thickness is another thing that you have to worry about. You see, there are two different ones. Point thickness, you need different feeders for different point thickness cards. So like those cards, you'll need two different feeders in. So uh, I had to make sure that the envelopes were big enough to be able to be put into a feeder, because hand spiking cards is extremely expensive.
Okay.
So that's why. And so I was like, okay, well, I didn't want the Goodwin. I wanted just a mini. I didn't want a Goodwin card. Like, you know what I mean by Goodwin
Like
card,
tobacco
like the,
size, like
yes,
the.
exactly.
I love those.
Team affiliations are my parallel there. Is a parallel of an insert.
I really like the team affiliations. Can you get the annual #1 spots to look like those?
It's a real clean design. I mean,
Yeah.
almost all of your layout designs on this are very, like it's kind of a minimalistic dress. You don't have a lot of framing on these cards. It's allowing the art to dominate the card.
That's definitely on purpose.
I absolutely thumbs up on that, because as such a visual medium that cards are, it's so appreciated.
A lot of times with stuff like that, I'll be like, look, I need a call out. I need this, and I say, let the artwork be the star of the show. And I'll
Like
literally just put that in our brief.
I
that
like that one a
X-23
lot.
is prominent and stamped, but it's actually not. It's not dominating. It just does not dominate the card, and I think that balance is fantastic. And you guys, you delivered on that. I mean, there's not a distraction from what the card is really supposed to be. I do think there's some elements that kind of come through really well. I have a stack over here of some EX Sentry, which is
That Oh, go ahead.
they're really nice.
Like a humble brag. I have a stack of EX Century.
Well, I mean, the hit rate on an EX Sentry is 1 in 12, so you should get
Yeah.
one in a box. It's not a parallel set, because although it has the same checklist as the base set, the images are completely different.
Yeah, that's a set I wanted in a bad, like, I hadn't seen an essential credentials in quite some time. And so that was
Same.
that was one that I definitely would. I think I had to cut a few things so I could afford those cards, because they're not cheap to make. When you have lamination with acetate and all that stuff, they're not cheap, but they definitely, with the right type of design, can be really nice cards. And then we all know the potential of essential credentials, especially those low numbered cards.
Well, and I think the last time we've seen him in Marvel was Fleer Ultra Spider-Man 2017.
Yeah.
So it's almost also a little harken back towards when Fleer Ultra got a reset from Upper Deck in 2017 and started the new style, which is, again, what is this, 80 point cards? Am I remember that number right?
Man, I want to say 80.
Yeah, I think it's 80. I don't think it's the full 100, but yes. Again, it's just it feels so cool. It's like that set is just a blast. So seeing EX Century, and then the uniqueness of how the parallels on that are numbered, because there are 2 levels to the EX Century parallels.
Yeah, and like, for those who don't understand it, like, there's gonna be some people that don't understand. There's a now and a future, and like, like, cards 1 through 100. So it goes, card 1 will be numbered 1 out of 1. Card 2 will be numbered up to 2. Card all the way to card 100 is numbered 100, like all the way up to 100, like 1 out of 100 through 100 out of 100. And then on the future, you flip flop it. So card 1 is now numbered 100, 1 out of 100 to 100 out of 100, and the final and card 100 is numbered 1 of 1. So poor card number 50, I think, is just like 50 out of 50 and 50 out of 50. And you usually try to you know, front load and back load, so like the big stars are in the beginning and the end of the set.
Wow, Barry Windsor Smith, Weapon X.
Yeah, and this is the base level of EX. This is not a numbered. This is what that looks like. Also, the other one I think that I mean, comic sourced art. I hate recycled art. I hate that terminology, but comic sourced art as opposed to original art on cards. This has some of the coolest selections. I have to go chase this down. I'm so split in my mind. I can't tell if that's Jim Lee or Kubert because that early 90s era was so similar. And I'm going to be really bad if it's Protasio, but I don't think it's Protasio.
Oh.
I got to go find him. But then I did hit so far one numbered one.
Oh, that's cool.
So Lady Deathstrike here is serial numbered 78 out of 98 because she is card number 3 in the set. So then this is the then version. That's the
and it should say it on there somewhere.
I think I do not see it. But I know that this is, so I can also tell you, like, here's my question to you, and you can say too much of a spoiler, you got to open one to figure it out. Do all the Lady Deathstrikes use the same art?
So I have no idea.
There's 3 tiers. Is it 3 different arts? That's the question.
Oh no, it's all the same card. It's all the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, with you calling it then and now, I was wondering if you used, a modern.
Did I say then? It's now and future.
Now and future. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe if that was card 3 and it was numbered to 90 something, I believe that's the future.
Okay. So that's the future one in all this. Again, she'll have then a now card that will be serial numbered to 3.
Yeah, I think it's like blue or green or something like that.
Wow.
Or tinted like plexi.
It was funny. The last pack, by the way, was short a card, but that's because we hit that card. Remember, we had the double pack.
And remember when I said feeders sometimes get whatever?
Oh,
that probably what happened because it's a thinner card. Something might have happened with the feeder.
So it's hilarious that while I got an extra card and then a short card, and we're all balanced out. But just to continue our conversation.
Oh, that's pretty.
Ooh.
Why don't we hit one here? Serial number is 35 of 53 on card number 53. So that's that blue tint versus bronze.
Yep.
That's what the two look like.
Oh, these are really nice looking.
They are.
See, why'd you have to talk about it right before? And now you pull one, and now we're going to be accused of like setting this all up.
Because there's nothing funnier in the hobby than making it look like you guys really do influencer boxes. That's the.
This is the only influencer I know right here at my desk, right there.
Oh, get out of here with that! Man. Oh
man,
Panda Bear.
And this Billy. One right. Oh wait, no, just a second. This one right here.
Before I forget.
This one right here at my desk.
All right.
See?
Okay. So Upper Deck will be at San Diego Comic-Con this year again, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. We got our big old booth.
So will we.
That's where I hide to get to run to all the exclusives. Just kidding.
I have one of the comic vendors that offers me their vendor passes so I can get in early. And I'm like, what's that good for? and then you realize how San Diego runs.
Honestly, it's not good for much anymore. But back in the day, man, it was gold. It was gold. You run over to ABC would have signings. You had like I'd already be sleeping overnight, so I'd get the WB signings and then the Fox signings, and then because those were always early, so those signings like you started lining up, and then around 6 or 7 a.m. they let you in, but you can't get into the floor till 9. So all the drawing's done. So then you leave, then you go back in to the main hall, and then you have to run to all the different spots in the main hall after that. But
People are going to think
since,
you're getting the autographs for Upper Deck.
since then, all I've in the last like 3 or 4 years, all I've won is one like WWE signing, and that was it. Like I haven't won a single. Like I used to get everything. It's so sad.
3
You
years
sound,
ago,
you
3 years
sound
ago,
bad.
the most profitable lottery I won was Funko
Claim.
booth.
See, I don't do the exclusives though. I do the signings,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so and then my buddy at Toddland. Those they always win like best booth. It's always amazing. They do like a Bob's Burger theme or something or a Family Guy theme, but their booth has won best booth I think like 4 out of the last 5 years or even more. Um, and they might have a signing every now and then that my buddy Todd will keep me informed about.
Oh, what's
This
that?
is Ultra Abilities.
Hmm.
For Marvel, these came out with Midnight Suns, but it's Olivetti art on there from the
Yeah, that's
Cable
really nice.
series. But it's you've got that highly reflective mirror finish foil. It's a 30 card set.
Did they do these exact ultra abilities in Midnight Suns the same way?
Very very much. The background was obviously bat patterned. Like bats coming out of it and
Oh,
all.
okay.
But
Yeah,
but
I
the
picked up the vintage design.
yeah, this
Like
is
that's what happens when you not like somebody else builds something and then you build it. You might not know that they
did something real similar.
did something similar, yeah, until
Hmm.
it's too late.
I think that again, sometimes when they're both Fleer Ultra products, so it makes sense to have some of that
So
overlap.
here's something also that I know that remember when this was built? This was built during COVID, and what people a lot sometimes you'll hear entertainment collectors or comic card collectors complain that all they're doing is making sports versions of the entertainment cards, and we felt that there was room for growth, and everyone was trying to get those basketball collectors to kind of come to hockey, come to Marvel, come to and so an insert like the Ultra Abilities is one of those inserts where all these people during COVID that were pulling back their old cards, and now all these old vintage inserts are so cool and stuff. It was part of the reason why something like that's in there is to like we wanted to try to bring in some of different collectors, and look at Amanda, like she didn't like hockey before, and she's seen
Get out of
some of the
here.
hockey cards, and now she's a fan, and we wanted to do a little bit like we're not upset if hockey collectors start collecting entertainment, and we're not upset if entertainment collectors start collecting hockey. So there will be occasionally a similarity and stuff. I will say we have been kind of stepping away from using as many vintage designs in a lot of our sets. So in the future, you won't see as many like exactly the same like you saw with the Ultra Abilities, but it, it's it was definitely put in there at the time to kind of put in some of those inserts that people might be familiar with from other sports.
Okay,
You
Billy, are you ready? I have a Eugene question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
brace.
Eugene says for the EX Century, it looks like the cards don't match the preview photos. Yellow with yellow foiling plus blue with blue foiling.
The preview photos are, well, there's two things that don't match. So if he caught that one, great. Um, those are done way ahead of time for solicitation and stuff like that. And we solicited this a long time ago, and sometimes things change. Sometimes something might not be done the way it was supposed to be done. I don't know the reasoning for that. I know another one that I've heard people talk about is the metal cards and how the design is different than the solicitation. And it says on there like designs might be different than. It's a cool concept. It's based off of Hulk in the if you see the solicitation, it's based off of Hulk's reflection in the claws. Well, unfortunately, our our licensor did not want characters to be cut up like into you know what I mean, because it's like three separate, there's space in between the claws. They didn't want characters being depicted in pieces, I guess you could say. There's an example. So initially you see that die cut, that's part of a claw. That's supposed to be part of a claw
Oh,
coming
okay.
up the side, and there were three. And then if you somehow could find a solicitation, so show the solicitation picture. That was something that the licensor changed the last second on us, and our design team just kind of did something on the fly. The original concept was really cool, but unfortunately, even though stuff was approved at one point, it got disapproved, and we had to switch it last minute.
So does Upper Deck Retroverse? Do you mean promo cards? Does Upper Deck hasn't done promo cards for a while, right? Or are they like a
No,
non-sport update and I'm missing them or something?
man. Last promo card I remember doing, I think, was when we put a lure out for the first time, and we had some of the cards at the CDD conference.
You did a one of on Allegiance X-Men versus Avengers.
Oh,
There
okay.
is that in non-sport. There was a Hope Summers has a single card that was inside the magazine.
Oh, really? I
Ooh,
did not know that.
Yeah, I
I
had to
like
chase that.
those.
I had to chase that down. So we can talk about this insert set because this is a really kind of cool idea. Uh, this is all done by Tom Morgan. The every character has 4 cards, and I'll show you an example of a character I have with 2. So they're done like the Pop Deco, right?
Yeah.
Like the different, like, so this is your primary one, and then there's 3 different color different ones that would.
I feel like I've seen McDavid in this format.
So that I was just about to say, what's funny is this was actually done first in this set, but because of a timing thing, yeah. See, this is a better example because you can see the different colors of Thanos. Like that's kind of what I was looking for. The one that you just showed, I'm like sitting there looking like
There's not a lot to Iron
those
Man. Yeah.
those are too close to each other. Like you should have changed the color of the Iron Man. But what you see in the Thanos, that's more what I was hoping for. This is the first time it was supposed to be in something, and obviously it got held back. Then it was in 21-22 Fleer Ultra Hockey, and then it might be someplace else in the future. But I just I like pop. I like pop
I like it. I think
culture,
it's cool.
something different. And what was cool with hockey is you get all 4 of them, and then it was like an achievement, and you got a 5x7 of the 4 cards
Oh, that's
like
cool.
next to each other. So it looked like you have like a 5x7 of like one of those uh, pop art like artworks with all 4 photos.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Sebastian
Was,
Shaw?
yeah, that's Sebastian.
Cool.
Team affiliations and the medallions.
I'm not asking about Fleer Ultra Superman right now. I'm not.
It's built. I will say that much.
Oh man,
I'm so excited.
And we
DC's
did
going to
not
be a
we did
wild
not
time.
do we did not do white and black poly bags. I will say that
Okay.
immediately.
Okay.
We didn't.
Exclusive info.
I'm done. I'm done with polybags. As relevant as it would have been, I'm done with it.
This one's gonna be serial numbered. I love that it's included because again, this is such an iconic scene. Wolverine going his berserker rage for the first time against the Hellfire Club. All the people that are maimed in this scene are the people who end up getting refit as half cyborgs and become the Reavers.
Wait,
All
where's Kenny Omega in that? And where's the I'm just joking. That was my Hellfire. That was my wrestling joke.
Whoop.
Yeah, I know.
but
The Young Bucks.
the greatest battles, the ones I've seen in there. If I was going to sit down and write a list out of, this is Wolverine's must-have kind of moments, I think all the ones I would think of, I would have probably one that I would think of that didn't make your list, and it's just Wolverine versus Tyler, Cable's son, when he went crazy with the. Actually, there's very little of Bone Claw Wolverine in here, and that's maybe a good thing to forget that era.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. I'm with Retroverse, who mentioned that the medallions are that design. I love everything about them.
well, and this is using. We didn't I went over that lightly while we were talking about something else, but the colors on these medallions are the same colors that are used in the Fleer Ultra Midnight Suns. They're different than the ones in the Fleer Ultra Avengers, and they are the way more vibrant. Gold is way more standout in these, and I
So
believe.
we have foils that we had the original, like, we have foils that are specifically made for us. And as we keep making cards, we keep adding colors using the technology to make those foils. And so that's what we have been doing. And so now we have more and more colors that we can use. And you can see that this foil is a lot shinier.
Well, I think
It's
that
very pretty.
it shows that you've kind of established this is what we do for Fleer Ultra. This is how we produce Fleer Ultra. These sets, when we use medallions, they're going to look the same. The numbering is the same as Midnight Suns, so everything is really kind of synced up.
I
And
like that it's synced across hockey too. For me, I like that.
We have it was definitely brought to our attention that we kind of went astray for a period of time of just on our numbering. And sometimes people change numbers because, like, volumes might be different and they're trying to hit a specific number per this and that. And it was kind of like people didn't like some of these inserts were losing their equity because it's just like it's numbered differently every year. So
So you're
um
talking about, like, we want gold. We want, like, this color to be out of 25. We want this color to be out of 50, like that kind of thing.
yeah. So we sat down and actually had a couple meetings and been like, okay, here are some inserts that need to be protected and need to stay consistent. And if you do add, if you do have a new numbering, then make it a different color. If you have another color, make it a different numbering. So the Titan achievement
I love that color.
ones,
Eugene hates it. Sorry, Eugene. I love it.
they we specifically had
That's
them
out of
a different
75.
number and used a different color, and those will always be out of 75. And if we make more or less and that's an achievement, guess what, there's still going to be 75 and there's only going to be this many achievements available. So that's been recently, the past few years, that's been on purpose, is to get on the same page when it comes to numbering and achievements. I'm kind of jealous that I can't see any comments, and I'm wondering how many Eugene has made
Yeah,
already.
that was it. I read you his
Oh, that
only.
was it? Okay.
I do want to say that this
Can you
this
guys?
needs to
You guys
be
can't see. You
worked
can't see
on next
comments, you
time.
guys.
Okay. Okay.
No, no,
Let
no,
me.
no, 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 no. Let me finish my statement. Okay, if it makes sense for this being a 9-up panel and how it works, but if this goes on a checklist and is not called Hulk Butt again,
I
you
read. I
just
read.
just straight miss. It's Hulk Butt. It's obvious.
So So it's one of those things where in the past they've done those 3x3s where like there's a character in each one, and I want to make a cool photo. I don't want it to just be, oh, character, 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 character. And they're like, well, there is the possibility that Marvel won't approve something if like the thing is in a certain area.
Right.
And I'm like, well, then just tell the artist that this is the layout and this is how it's going to be. And that's what they did. And
Ooh, what's that? It's a red one.
oh yeah, which one's that?
That's
Oh, it's
Storm.
an auto.
Uh,
Duh.
Yep.
Remember when I turned around and tried to give the crown to Crystal Faye for
I think you did. I think you handed it off.
this is one of the reasons. This Storm is utterly amazing. And it's just I have serial number 4 of 74.
Boyd, these are Fleer Ultra Wolverine.
So this is the red foil. All the base are autographed to match up and keep the same numbers out there. There are 4 insert sets that also have red foil, but they are not autographed because they are comic source art. So going out and sending and getting some of the artists like Herb Trimpe wouldn't be even available to sign, and Jim Lee kind of works for a different company now, so he might not be doing a lot of autographs for Marvel.
But that's okay. We might see those autos in the future.
I guarantee you that will be one of the ooh la la moments of DC.
Everyone's coming by Billy's desk right now asking him if he
Hey,
wants to go to lunch.
no. I have to look at something really quick to make sure everything is right. So I will be back in a matter of seconds. I'm going to mute myself so you don't hear people talking.
No, we want to hear. We want to hear like what's going on.
No. Oh, you know what's funny and what annoyed me was the fact that when we showed our solicitation, or you didn't see the solicitation images because I didn't post these. They sent us photos, and they're like, "Here's the signed animation cards," and they left us the COA in the back. So you saw like the
so
COA.
they look exactly like
They
this.
look exactly like that, and I'm like, I can't like post that. That looks absolutely stupid. But I'll be right back. Mute.
Thanks, Billy.
So on signed animation cell serial number to 13, you get a certificate of authenticity because they have to.
Oh, they couldn't fit that on the card.
Yeah, you can't get it on the card when the card's a see-through. So you get the matching certificate number. There we go. You can catch it like that.
I'm trying to see what's on the wall behind Billy. Upper Deck's offices are completely covered in amazing marble art, and they will not let you take pictures. But they have one wall that is just solid, like Upper Deck gallery marble items. It looks fantastic.
Well, what a bummer! I hit the alpha. Huh? What a bummer. So talking about product on this again, some of the things I've looked at now. In a full case, the 2 inners, and I guess I got to start because what Billy's talking about, like start thinking of inners as not
Like
incomplete,
yeah,
like that they are complete. But 2 inner cases, 1 master case. I'm going to have a full set of medallions. The count is that you should get 72 out of the 50. From what I had opened up, except for these 2 boxes here, I was only short 1 last night, or I was only short 2, and I think we've opened them up here today. Looking at it, it's 2 to 3 serial numbered cards per box. So the number works out to about 2.2 is what the math is. Now that Billy's not here, we could talk. Well, I just don't want to ruin his day with these. The hit rate on these is much higher than hitting 4 in a case. You shouldn't see 4 in a case. But both of these that I opened up were stuck together like this, and you got 2s when you should have gotten 1. So they were from the factory. Like I said, I don't want to ruin Billy's day and think that there's a production problem.
But so they were stuck together, but there's no card damage.
No, there was no card damage. No, it's almost as if they were slightly magnetized. There's a little bit of card damage. There's a little bit of. Let me see if I can catch it. If you can see that top claw at the end.
Yeah.
Which matches up with the middle of the card above Wolverine's head a little bit.
Well, we don't have to tell Billy that. We'll let him have a nice first day.
Right. We're sharing it on your channel. We're not talking to others. And honestly, the other two that I don't see anything on those two. But hit count, which is something that's important for people who are opening up boxes, feels pretty good. Like, it doesn't feel like it's very low. There are definitely sets out there that are meant to only find a little bit of a hit. Like, say, Annual is a lower hit type thing. But to have serial numbered cards, again, these are to 181, all the blue parallels, which lines up with Fleer Ultra Avengers at the 360 count. There's less serial numbered in Wolverine. Some of these color matches are amazing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is my favorite comic art from what's going on. This is from Wolverine when he was Death for Apocalypse in the Apocalypse the 12th storyline, and this is done by Lionel Francis Yu. And I don't ever remember seeing this art in black and white. So wherever they found that,
that's cool.
It's amazing to me. I might have missed it, but I don't remember seeing it that way.
All right, I don't know if we're going to get kicked at an hour. Like, we haven't yet, but StreamYard gave me a warning, so just if it does, I'll shoot out new links and we'll just come right back.
These are my autographs from so 3 autographs, 1 comic cut. What did I not hit? I did not hit a jambalaya, which is not necessarily expected. It's 1 in every other case, master case. I did hit plenty of other hits at that level. Like I said, the adamantiums are at that level. Pack odds say for those larger hits, the pack odds have combined several different hits into a 1 in 12. So it is comic clippings, art sketch cards, dual autos up to 5, essential credentials, adamantium, artist autograph, jambalaya, ultra stars, animation cells, all fall 1 in 12. So all of those together are much more rare, but you should see 1 of those in a box. I hit 1 orange, which another absolutely color match. So this is a serial number to 25. And then
Alan Davis. That's Alan Davis, isn't it?
Yes, that should be a scene from Uncanny 211.
That's cool.
Or 209, or somewhere in that range, 209 to 211. Was there anything else that I haven't flashed up there? Like I said, we only saw a couple of these. I didn't go through the whole list. I think these are 1 in every other box. Ultra abilities. None of them are SP. On those pop, culture ones, some of those are SP. So like SSPs on Wolverine and Sabretooth are the 2 at the top of the checklist.
I really like those. I hope those pop culture are going to do something on EPAC.
Room went silent looking for a response, but hey.
I think you'll see something similar to what might have been done in Fleer Ultra Hockey.
Okay.
I went to Upper Deck's site today, and not to tell everybody don't see your local stores, because I'm a local store. You should absolutely check your local stores for product. But I went to the site today and ordered blasters. The email went out that Fleer Ultra Wolverine blasters are available on Upper Deck's site. They were not available through the hobby channel like past sets were. It seems like that they might be less of them produced this time because the serial numbered parallel in there is serial numbered to 90, not to 549. And so it also sounds like you're not guaranteed a parallel in every one of your blasters.
You are guaranteed a Ultra Star.
Ultra Star, yep. The other hits that are inside there was 4 other ones listed. Jambalaya, I know. The to 90 yellow, and there was 2 others, and one was an SSP, are available in blasters too. So there are stuff out there, but if for whatever reason you can't get your hands on hobby boxes, Upper Deck's website does have that up. And I had to order.
If someone wants to get in on a break, there will be one tonight.
Whatnot. Yep. Even eBay North of 7 I know is on there. I'm not trying to push everybody away, but we will. I Want More Comics will be doing a break on Whatnot tonight for by character. So you would bid for, say, just this Domino, and all cards that come out of the box, all parallels of that would be in your slot. And I am including the EX Centuries in that slot too. So even though the art doesn't match.
So I'm gonna ask a question that probably a bunch of people are gonna ask. Do you have to have internet to be able to go onto the Whatnot stream?
I have tried to talk to you before when you've been at home, and we do understand that this can be a problem for some people, even with the modern world that we live in.
Do you have to pay your electric bill to get on?
I'll say this. Technically, no to both of those if you can charge your phone and you're paying your phone bill.
Oh, see,
it is an app on the phone.
I don't know. Billy lives in a vortex of terrible service.
You will probably be late on all bidding, but I will say this: pre-bidding is available now.
I'm pretty good at sniping on eBay, even at home. I'll say that much. I have the funny thing is I have the exact time I have because I know there's probably a delay. So I know if I do it at like 3 seconds, then you can barely get anything in after that.
Just buy a router. Billy.
That would take away from the entertainment budget.
Right.
But I like the set. Now I'm already jaded to the set because X-Men are my home. Wolverine sets are my home. I have near master sets on all of the past X-Men and Wolverine type stuff. I stop at serial numbered 50, right? So as an example here, I think these cards are amazing. I won't chase the whole set because it's lower than 50. It's just tough. It's tough to find it all. But all comic cuts are in for me. All of those covers I have. So that's the 2. I didn't pull a jambalaya. We didn't pull a cut cover. So
for those small cards, we're gonna have to check to see if BCW has something.
You understand that I'm going to now have, I'm just going to call it the Keith parallel. It's going to be numbered to 51. So every set I build is going to have the Keith parallel.
I don't think you understand how much I appreciate when I see a number to 49. I don't think you understand what kind of celebration dance I do at 49 versus 50. Like it's there. It's absolute a fact of life.
Well, just a second. Now I want to look at my next Fleer Ultra set and see what the numbering is.
If you change it,
I can't speak upon which set it is.
If you change it, we can't be friends.
I would love it to be Fleer Ultra Hellblazer.
Well, you and 3 other people.
Don't tell him that.
Like, what? You think it's not as high as 3?
Let's see. Oh, I got a 52 in there.
Oh.
So next hope for me is let it be Spider-Man. If it's a Spider-Man set, then I don't collect it. That's my next hope. Or if it's an MCU set.
Oh yeah, Fleer Ultra New Mutants. That would be perfect.
New Mutant set. Yes.
That would just ruin Keith's life. Well, thanks for making time to do this, Billy. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great to talk about this. It's the little pieces without like trying to dig it for every little nugget of information, but it's just the little stories, like again telling about the your now one of one stamped envelopes
Yes.
that I can't throw this away.
$10,000. That's how
Look,
much they wanted.
I'm telling you, they need to give you a cut of that.
so if you leave them sealed, one of these gets graded higher, right? Because see how there's a little
Well, okay,
void.
here's the thing. Is it like does that count as like the autograph grade and then the card grade is something different? Like I don't
Oh my
know.
gosh.
Like
Hey, Billy, Jeff Brown wants to know where Upper Deck goes to get their adamantium.
yes. I don't know. There's a vendor that has it, I guess.
Wakanda.
Yeah, straight from the source.
Yeah.
Straight from the source.
That's what my beautiful Stanley mug here is made out of. The one.
It's made out of it. Oh, get out of here.
Oof.
Oh, my bad.
Oof.
Here, this one, just in case Alex and Chad are here.
I thought Eiserman went to the Lightning.
Here you go. Amanda has no care about this, but this is in case Alex and Chad are watching too. We got the Lions helmet.
So many Detroit people. We did have somebody in the chat that was for the Canadians.
This is my Ty Mello action figure.
She has an action figure.
Like,
Does
yeah,
Carlos have the action figure for his person?
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. And then I have my Katie Letterkenny. I have Paws because I gotta have all Detroit teams represented. So I have my Paws, Funko, and I hate Funkos, but I have like 6 total.
Are you allowed to say that?
What? Oh, stop it. I don't. Let me rephrase it. I don't. The reason I don't like them, it's not that I don't like them. The reason I don't like them is because when I collect autographs, if I were to collect Funkos, do you know how much? Like, you know how many autographs I have? Do you know how much
Yeah.
space that would take?
Yeah, they do. They
to-
take up a lot of space. They
It's
do,
way too much space. Now I have both Evan Rachel Woods from Westworld signed,
naturally.
and the one that I need to get signed next, I have the Robin Sparkles, um, How I Met Your Mother one. So that's what I'm going for.
I have a bad confession here. As I opened up my boxes yesterday, I was like, man, why did I get a duplicate Weapon X?
Oh geez. Yeah, I thought I got duplicates here too.
Those are for me. Look at that. Look, that's his Sally down there at the bottom. I think we saw that like 4 times.
Yeah.
But I still love him.
Luckily we had a photographer at that game.
I still love him. He's gonna crush it for the Caps. Just wait and see. Blake just didn't give him enough time to settle in.
You know what's gonna be funny? He'll watch him like steal like goals from Ovechkin. Like he'll try to like tap his shots, or
God,
take all the empty netters, and people
they're
will
gonna
be so
expect
pissed at him.
him to feed Ovechkin. That's gonna be stressful.
Feed the beast.
Yeah. Well, Keith, I think this is a good spot to let Billy get back to work and wrap it up, unless you have something else.
No, I think we had a lot of fun showing it off, talking about it, and hearing story time.
Yeah, and what I like is it's fun that I mean, people, like, I saw some preview videos which I appreciate also, and it's just like Carlos had one just the other day. He was like, "Oh, Fleer Ultra's coming out," and he just went over like the sales sheet and missed like half the inserts. And I was like, you know the guy that built the set. I'm sure he'd be willing to talk to you about it, so you could, you know, like give out all the information. And I posted that on his YouTube. He hasn't. I don't know if he's responded yet or not. But no, to try to be as informative as I can, because obviously people do have questions. I wanted to talk about the Animanium cards because they are different than what was solicited, and it's a bummer that they don't look the way they did, because I thought it was an awesome looking card. Like, and it's based off, like I said, based off a very famous comic book cover. So it was disappointing that we couldn't use that one, but always appreciate it. If you guys need me for any of these other things, I'll jump on and I can't wait to see these cards live. You guys got it before me. That's a little bit of a bummer, but because I like to kind of be able to see it and talk about it. But it looks like you hit everything in your cases so far. So
Yeah, like I said, the only two we didn't see, I didn't see a jambalaya, which is not that different than other sets. You know, like that's a pretty standardized. Everybody kind of knows what that looks like. But I need to find. I am opening up a second case here for my store page to promote, and I'm hopeful to find one of those slash cover cuts. You know, the
yeah,
slash cover comics. Yeah,
Keith, we can't send you everything that you request
I
when
know,
we
I know, I know.
for these videos to go into the packs, because that's what we're going to be accused of. So we have
We
to
definitely
limit it.
we definitely needed to show them a 101. So if we could fix that next time,
Yes,
I'd
fix
request the
that.
Psylocke.
Just for science.
Yeah,
Yes.
just want to make sure we cover all the bases. But hey, it's okay. We hit 99%.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, then, thanks for letting me go. I have a meeting in 15 minutes.
All right.
You talked about lunch. What's funny is it's in the upstairs room, and they have snacks and stuff in there. So I held off eating lunch and didn't have a problem because I'm getting snacks upstairs.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Thanks, Billy.
All right, thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
Billy.
How do I get out of here?
Let's see.
Oh, leave studio. Bye.
Bye.
That's
Thanks
a
for
blast.
sharing those boxes, Keith. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it was a blast to open. I like the extra details Billy has for that. So
He's so generous with his time, and he's always willing to share whatever info he can. Even I keep pushing for print runs and other information that he can't share.
oh,
But
he's gone. Do we want to talk about that now?
so what time is your break tonight? Like real time?
So in mountain time, which is like the middle of the earth here, so we can everybody can calculate from there. I'm going at 7:00 tonight. That would be 6:00 your time, or 9:00 Eastern. We have to go a little bit later tonight because the store is using the studio for our Facebook comic book sale before then. So that'll give me a little time to set up. But I will be back on the store Instagram here shortly to continue. I'm going to bust a couple more boxes to promote on there. So if anybody's interested in that, I want more comics and games here on Instagram. We will have just a couple more boxes to spark up a little bit of interest on this.
All right. So I think my big takeaway from this is that Full Venom Jacket is a Habs fan. You just never know where you're going to find them, but they do exist.
Things are possible everywhere.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. And I will share this on Instagram for anyone who couldn't watch it. And I think I'll be able to put this on YouTube also. And hopefully we can do this again soon.
That sounds good.
All right. Thanks everybody. Have a good afternoon.